Good evening and welcome to this full moon forecast and energy update. If you're watching this live or as a video, I welcome you. Thank you for being here. And basically, this particular full moon is a very powerful spiritual gateway. And we had a very powerful energy surge. Some of you may have felt that around the 24th and 25th of September. So if you think you've just been through something major, well, you have. and so I'm going to start in just a couple of minutes, but let me, give you the rundown here. And the glasses are on. I write out a lot of notes for this. So I'm going to be working a lot with my notes. But in this video, we're going to discuss first the astrology and numerology around this full moon. Then the 5 things that we need to know. This is based on astrology, numerology, as well as channeled information that's come through in the last few days. Then we have a few recommended practices, and I have divination cards for spirit to give us some more messages near the end. And that's basically it. So I'm going to start in just a minute or two. For the people that are on as a video, I give the live people just a moment or two to get their notifications and to get here. So hi, Claire. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Millie and Roseanne and Laura and Susan and Mikkel and Bobby Joe. And who else? Well, that's all that's commented so far. Hi, Horses, Triggers, Hope. Welcome. Hi, Joe. So it's we're kind of in that dark moon period right now. So the full moon is or we're not in the dark moon. What am I saying? That's right before the new moon. We're actually really coming into the full moon energies now, so we're starting to feel that also. And I don't know exactly what it was, but I do know that we had a really big energy spike. And a lot of people have been asking me about it. And I felt it. I was doing some shamanic journeying, in fact, on the night of the 24th. And it was really, really powerful and a lot of purging. So if you've been purging physically, emotionally, you're getting energetically prepared for your next upgrade of vibration and frequency, coming into your next spiritual level, basically. So hi Anna, and I'm just catching this. So I'm just gonna start in just a minute. Like I said, I'm gonna be reading through my notes. And yeah, feeling exhausted is definitely part of it. Yes. And what you're saying, welcome from Skull Valley, Arizona. Nice. And Susan's reminding me to ask you guys to please hit the like button. The idea to do these forecasts is to prepare, to understand the energies and to prepare for it so we can get the most out of the experience. Full moons in general are a spike of energy. It's higher frequency. It's very emotional in nature. Um, the moon, exerts a gravitational force on the planet, and it affects the tide. And we're also 70+% water, so it affects us physically. It affects us energetically. It affects the electromagnetic fields around us and around the planet, and it affects consciousness and collective consciousness, which affects everybody and affects the trends in the society. Hi, Angela. I saw you get in. I saw you come in. So I think it's about time to get started. So let's dive into this. So the full moon is, let me see, I wrote that down. It's the 29th, pretty much on the whole planet. If you're in Hawaii, it's the very end of the 28th, I believe, the very last minutes of the 28th. Or if you're out by, say, the Marshall Islands or Guam or those areas that are east of the international date line. But for the rest of the world, it's all on the 29th. Here on the East Coast, it's 5:58 a.m. So it happens in the morning on the 29th. Now it happens 9:29. So let's dive into little numerology and astrology. 9/29, 2023 is a universal 27 day, which reduces to 9. 27 in the Chaldean system of numerology is the liberator. It's liberty. So this is a very freeing energy. And 9 is Mars ruled, so it's action and energy oriented. But 9 is also about completions. So very, very powerful energy to go into this. Now, the universal day is not quite as important as some of the other aspects I'm going to talk about, but it's something, especially that 27-degree point. So this is an opportunity for us to liberate, to clear old stuff. And like I said, we've been through a lot energetically the last few days. A lot of us have been purging. We're starting to maybe feel a little bit more grounded today, but I'll bet a lot of you the last couple of days have felt very ungrounded. Maybe very upset about things, overly emotional. It's just part of the energy trends. So do things around the full moon to create personal freedom, because that's going to be in sync with the energies of this full moon. And full moons magnify the energy, so it magnifies that effect on that day. So this energy will help you to create more freedom, help you to clear shadow aspects that may have been holding you back. So good time to do shadow work. And I've got about 7 pages here. So the full moon's also at 6 degrees of the sign Aries. So that intensifies whatever Mars and Venus is doing in your astrological chart, if you have one. But number 6 is ruled by Venus, or guided by Venus, and also the sun is in Libra. So the sun's in 6 degrees Libra, as the full moon is in 6 degrees Aries. And Mars is also at 21 degrees Libra. So Aries, Mars is the ruling planet of Aries. That means Mars is extra potent. So Mars is also in Libra. So with 6 and Mars in Libra and the sun in Libra, that makes Venus extra potent also. Now, and it's Venus is actually at 22 degrees Leo. Leo rules the heart also, so that's a thing as well. So it's very much about expansion and opening at the heart. Now, also, Venus and Uranus are squaring at 22 degrees of fixed signs, Leo and Taurus. So Uranus also becomes a very major player in this full moon. Uranus energy is about collective freedom, but it's also about collective consciousness. Uranus loves surprises, so it's the planet of surprises, and it's very much about evolution and revolution. So all these things are coming on. Now also Mercury is trining Uranus. Mercury at 20 or 21 degrees Virgo as the full moon hits, with Uranus still at 22 degrees Taurus. Uranus isn't going to move a whole lot. That's really beneficial because Mercury is the mind, and Uranus is higher mind. So Uranus is kind of the higher octave energetically. So a lot of good ideas are going to come, and this is going to, it's interesting because that trine in this full moon, because there's a lot shifting in the world, is going to add a sense of diplomacy or a sense of reason to those that need reason out there, like world leaders, for example. And I need water already. There's those saying there's having headaches. That's been a common thing. And I love you too, Robin. Thank you for being here. And we're all ready for winter this year is worrying me. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We need to get through the autumn first. So Venus squares can shake up the money systems, especially because we're entering, because Pluto's retrograde now, or no, Pluto just went direct. So it's going to hit the last direct hit of the USA Pluto return, which is in the financial sectors of the country. And of course, the USA is at the very heart and soul of the world financial system, for better or for worse, depending on your take on that. It's good. The Venus and Uranus square is really going to cause us to question social values. And the full moon energy is going to carry into the 2 weeks that follow it also. So bring some financial surprises. Now, don't roll your eyes, because not all financial surprises are bad. It may bring in good financial surprises, but just kind of be aware of that. And Mercury trine Uranus brings in that higher awareness, shakes up the collective consciousness, which may be a good thing. Now, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot of revolutionary energy that's going on. Is what it is, but it's happening. So this is a powerful gateway for personal and global awakening, leading to the eclipse season, which is going to start in the next new moon. So we're going to have a couple of eclipses in October. So this is all leading into that eclipse season. So global awakening, that's one of the themes. So here's 5 things to know about this this full moon. One, it's the divine gateway. So the energy is very much, this kind of came to me more intuitively than anything, but it's the divine gateway opening to higher frequencies and higher consciousness for us, for you, and for all of us. So this is a really powerful thing and a really powerful full moon. Energetic shifts catalyzed by the full moon will lead to a spike in awakening. So maybe not on the full moon or even the couple of weeks after, but this is going to help to spike global awakening. So the more people that awaken, the easier it is for everybody to awaken, and the more things are going to change in a positive direction. When I say awakening, I'm talking about spiritual awakening, really. Which things like political awakening, social awakening can be part of this, but we're talking really specifically about spiritual awakening. So aspects around the moon heightened solar activity. So the sun is very active now. It's going to be very active in the next few days. It's going to shake things up. So this full moon, part of this divine gateway, is shaking up the status quo that needs to be shaken up a little bit. And many get contacted by extraterrestrial guides or intelligences, the star beings, the ascended masters. Important that we do a lot of grounding the next couple of weeks. So we want to be firmly on the ground as we enter into this divine gateway portal to higher consciousness. So that's important to know. So prepare your energy now. And we're going to do a transmission on Friday. I'll get that up on the channel. That's going to really help us to step into the divine gateway. And maybe we'll do some the divine gateway chakra activations, which is one of the transpersonal chakras above the crown chakra. So we're going to do an energy transmission with the master teachers and the archangels to help us to step into these higher energies in this full moon portal. That'll be Friday at 8. So just a heads up there. And I'll work with the divine gateway chakra. So I wrote that down. So number 2 thing to know about this full moon is it's very good for manifestation. All full moons are, but this full moon, firstly, it's a super full moon. I didn't mention that in the beginning. I should have. The super moon just means the moon's closer at the time of the full moon. It's close to its perigee. So it's more powerful when it's closer. So all full moons, so the super moon increases its effect. All inner planets are direct now. We haven't had that for a while. We've had Venus, retrograde, then Mercury went retrograde. So everything's moving forward. So that makes it also powerful for manifestation. It's also the harvest moon, at least on the northern hemisphere. It's the harvest moon. So it's time to reap the harvest. So do your manifestation work. All full moons are good for it. About 72 hours before to 72 hours after, you can light candles, do prayers, do your manifestation work. Feel like it's already happening and really feel it. When you can start to feel it in your body and your mind and your emotion, then you teach your body to create a new beginning. So anyway, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So that's basically number 2, more water. Oh, there's a little bit more. I'll call this 2A because I kind of lump these together. This is worth posting. So I did not know that, but I was feeling like Archangel Michael is going to be the archangel, that we'll work with when we do the channeling on Friday. So cool. Good to know that. So 2A is generosity and service. And part of that is that 6 degree point. 6 is the number of service, of family. It's Venus ruled. So that adds to it. So we want to serve to be served. With Venus energy strong and the 6 degree point, you get drawn into service, which increases your point of attraction. So again, you want to serve, from our heart, from our compassion, and with gratitude and with love, and then of course it increases our capacity to receive. So that's another aspect of that also. So number 3, your heart will expand. Venus is very powerful. It's in Leo that rules the heart. um, 6 degrees. So work with your heart-brain coherence. We teach that on the channel. It's a process of just learning how to sit with expanded frequencies of gratitude, compassion, appreciation, all those things we associate with the heart. When the hearts are loving, they're in coherence. When the hearts are in fear or in worry or in doubt or being attacked by the heart and the brain are linked. In fact, they're two parts of the same system, and there's even brain cells in your heart. So, which is kind of interesting. I noticed a few people just got on, a moment ago. I also noticed that the signal's a little bit weak for whatever reason. So hopefully it won't cut out. So the people that just got on, when we're done, you can go to the beginning and, do the replay and catch up on what you missed. Um, so, so again, the heart and the brain are connected, and they're really one. The heart is the largest electromagnetic generator in the body. So the heart's the generator, the brain is the transmitter receiver. So they're two parts of the same whole. So when our hearts become coherent, because the heart's stronger, the brain locks into coherence, and our brain waves become more coherent pattern, because again, we're in more of a positive state. When we're in love and gratitude, the heart becomes more coherent. And the great thing is that we become more coherent with spirit. So that's the divine trinity: heart, brain, spirit. And when we can bring all those into alignment, into harmony, then we tap into our higher selves. We tap into our guides and angels, and we tap into divinity. And when that happens, then we start to get answers from spirit. We start to get directions. We start to know who we are, why we're here, what our next step is, what our divine mission is on New Earth, and all of that stuff. So this is a very natural full moon for heart expansion. And heart brain coherence is one of many ways of working with the heart, doing some yoga breathing that works with the heart chakra, doing service, just doing good things. Again, that goes back to service. That also helps bring your heart into coherence, because it's a compassionate activity. So this is one of the themes. This is part of the name of the game. And so forth. So where are we? We're on number 4. We're on page 5. We're not going to be here all night. So that's the good news. So number 4 thing to know about this full moon is restructuring on a personal level and on a global level. And there's been a lot of energy leading up to it. Like I said, there's been some kind of cosmic shift where we've been hit with a lot of high frequencies. That's why a lot of you are getting headaches. I've been through a major purge. I won't describe it because it's a little disgusting, but and I'm a little spacey still, though I'm a little bit more grounded now. So let me read this, because there's a reason I read from my notes. I just don't want to forget things and do everything from memory. I'm a senior citizen now. I just turned 65. Teasing. So anyway, current structures in your life that are not built on the foundation of love will begin to fall. Now, that's kind of been happening. So we'll just say it's going to ramp up. So that's important to know. It's just part of the awakening, personally and collectively. Uranus energy, plus the approach to the USA Pluto return, which is like the 4th hit of it, will change the social structures also. They're starting to change. A lot's boiling beneath the surface. Lots of concern develops over misuse of new technology to control people. So that's going to become more of a concern, more of an issue. I've often talked about the whole thing with the metaverse, social credit scores, interfacing with technology, and how that's really going to cause a split in society, because not everybody is going to do that, because we know better. It's tempting, and there's a lot of benefits, but who's going to be in charge of that? So the full moon is close to the world axis. The world axis is at 0 degrees of the cardinal sign. This is happening at 6 degrees of 2 of the cardinal signs, Libra and Aries. For an FYI, if you don't know, Cancer and Capricorn are the other 2 cardinal signs. The signs that lead the seasons are the cardinal signs. So this is going to affect a lot of global changes. Again, this is a very powerful full moon, and it's a gateway to higher consciousness. So it's going to affect the whole global systems. It could lead to some food or resource shortages a little bit later on. So keep an eye on that. It's a good idea to stay well stocked. Possible financial manipulation of from the New World Order or deep state or whatever you want to call it to restrict gold or silver. So I think we're seeing this already, that supplies of gold and silver may be held back. Silver is important because it's used in a lot of things. Gold is important because it's the gold standard of wealth. And centralization of currency is likely to really become a thing. And I don't think we want that, unless it's centralized in a way by the people, for the betterment of the people. But the way it's set up, it's for the elite, it's by the elite, it's for the elite, and it only benefits the elite at the detriment of the other 99.97% of humanity, basically. So look for these things. There may be some talk about doing away with the dollar or the euro or just creating a world currency. Again, in theory, it's a beautiful idea. It's just the thing is, there's something not right, and I already explained that, so I'm not going to explain that anymore. Full moon, especially this one, heightens emotions and activates the subconscious. So again, personal restructuring, and that's going to happen naturally. You're going to go through this process. You may not feel much in the beginning, but there's going to be some adaptation to like a new identity, for lack of a better word. Oh, here's page 6. Continue to do things now to change your life, and part of that could be to change your routines, develop new spiritual routines, new habits. But it's a good idea to do things now to change your life that matches the empowerment that you want to create in your life, the empowerment, the independence, as it were, the liberation and freedom that you want to create. Embrace a newer, deepening spiritual path before circumstances force you to do it. So that's what I have for number 4. And number 5 is this full moon is going to illuminate what's ahead. In other words, it's going to give us a little bit of a prophetic look at what's coming in the world, more than we may have already. Again, that may happen through intuitives like myself or intuitives like yourself. So part of this is the Mercury Uranus trine. So the astrology, the way the planets move. Planets affect collective consciousness because they're not separate from us. So that's why astrology is a thing. I think it's more like a roadmap of what's going on in collective consciousness and in the energies, rather than the other way around. It's like, did the chicken or egg come first, right? But this powerful full moon, because Mercury and Uranus trine, it activates the powerful moon, so it's very visionary. So that's part of why we get a look or illumination of what's ahead, because we become very visionary, and we're able to connect the dots more easily under this influence. So it lights your way, so to speak. And it's really like the last full moon before eclipse season kicks in, which brings clarity to what still needs to be overcome to become completed. This new spiritual vibe you're entering into to complete the awakening cycle in 2024. So formulate plans for the next 6 months. That's another important aspect of this. And there's one other point to that, but I didn't write it down. I can't think of it right now. Spirit. Maybe it'll come out when I do the divination cards. But that's the main crux of it. So it's a very visionary, and and full moons illuminate the night, so it's a really good time to do the shadow work. So anyway, so there's some exercises that Spirit gave to me that are very they're very similar to to some of the exercises that I've mentioned already. But the first thing is that you need a spiritual practice strengthen your aura, your body, your nervous system, to shift into these higher energies and to withstand the pressures of society. So we need some kind of a practice. So I'll pin I'll pin the Doreen of Children's School of Yoga, her yoga classes, because yoga is a really ideal practice for these things. And so what else? And also, yeah, there's a lot of pressures in society. So yeah, this is going on, and our bodies are changing. So doing things, like yoga, qigong, tai chi, exercise, things of that nature that are going to help to strengthen our nervous system, to strengthen and build our auric fields, and to help us withstand the pressure of that. So work with fire too. This is Aries, a fire sign. And they're saying to work with Saint Germain, to work with the energies of Saint Germain, or the violet fire. This is transmuting, because we're in a transmutation. We're the alchemists. We're turning lead into gold right now, and that's part of the whole vibe of this lunar cycle. So work with that. Work with heart brain coherence. So I talked about that earlier. Physical exercise is very important. Aries, which is Mars ruled, and Mars is very active, is very conducive to physical exercise. So we need to do physical things, from walking, depending on what your capabilities are, to maybe something a little bit more intense, but work that body, do physical exercise. That's going to help to align with the frequencies of this energy. Limit time on technology and go out into nature. And there's been some thing going around the airways around October 4th, and I forgot the teacher's name, but he's come up with a lot of things, and some of them have been fairly accurate, about there being something with the emergency broadcasting system, and this is really like a frequency thing to program us. So be aware of frequency attacks and subliminal programming, but also remember that the more you are in the frequency of the heart, the more resistance you are to outside programming and interference, because hearts cannot be programmed. Only the subconscious mind can. The heart only works on one program. That's the program of love and the program of spirit. So no matter what technology, what they're using, the more in your heart you are, the more resistant you are to that programming. But that said, it's not necessarily a bad idea to to really work with the heart. So more in your heart you are, the more resistant you are. All right, I wrote that down. So I um so this is a good point. I'll flash this. So it's hard to work out when you're immobilized, right? You can't really use your body so much. Now the interesting thing is, you guys, with that, I mean, you can do what you can. I mean, you can do like hand exercises, but check this out. They did a study, or they've done studies about, like mind over matter kind of studies, and they had a control group of people working out, doing no, that was that was the control group doing their daily workouts, but they had another group just visualizing for like an hour 3 times a week, doing exercise and working out, just visualizing it. Visualizing running or lifting weights, smelling the sweat, feeling the burn and all that stuff. And they found that control group gained muscle mass also, like I think about a third of what the group that was actually doing physical exercise. So you can incorporate your mind if that's the case, or do breathing exercise or things like that. So um and has a broken foot. Horses triggers hope, saying you can do yoga and qigong and sitting in chairs. On Sunday, October 1st, Doreen is going to do a class at 5 p.m. just on chair yoga, or focusing on chair yoga. So that's good. And so I've been doing energy medicine. Yes, absolutely. So I have I have animal totem cards here. So I'll get a message from these are called the medicine cards. So Native American. We'll get a message from spirit. So I'll ask spirit to bring in a message for us. To the wisdom of animals. Oh, right to the front card. Okay, we got the otter. Otters are very playful. So I think it represents women's medicine. So I may need to cheat. So this may be just a statement on divine feminine and opening up more with the divine feminine. The moon is more of a feminine or yin vibe. If that definition sits better with you than a gender one, but let me see. Hold on, how can be right with you? So that's number 7. Number 8, women medicine. The medicine held by otters is a set of lessons in female energy. This applies to both men and women, as all of us have female side. The otter's hide is often used to make medicine bags for powerful women because it represents balanced female energy. So a lot of this is like caring for your young also. So maybe, I feel like what they're trying to say through this card is to add maybe some inner child type of work or some your soul retrieval or meditation where you can go back into childhood. And I use Archangel Raphael when I do this, and find yourself at some point when there's a trauma in your child, find yourself, talk to your child self, and give your child self a great big hug and integrate that part of your soul back in the totality of your soul, and then bring yourself back into the present moment and stuff like that. And I'm sorry. And Millie is saying otters are related to the honey badger. They're quite ferocious too. Well, divine feminine is not all about just being soft and receptive. Feminine energy can be very fierce also. So that's an interesting point. So next I've got get a message from Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors deck as well. So here we go. Right here, got my card. Interesting. Sky Father, trust in the unknown. So we have divine feminine and divine masculine. So this is saying find that balance. My hand's just drawing an infinity sign. That may be like another exercise, which is similar to a Taurus, which is sacred geometry. So maybe a part of our exercise is when we're doing our heart work to place an infinity sign in our heart as a sacred symbol to expand and grow and to understand our timeless nature, our interdimensional nature. And trust in the unknown is the message from this. And I was seeing an eagle before I came on, and this card has an eagle. And that was a message that I meant to give you guys, but I thought of something else, so I didn't. But Spirit reminded me, eagles open the doors of illumination to the spirit world. The birds are messengers from spirit, and the birds of prey may have a higher or special significance. So eagles are kind of apex predators of the bird world, basically. There's not very much that eats eagles, I'll put it that way. So in any event, so trust in the unknown. So a lot is unknown. We're entering into a whole new energy. Humanity's entering a place it's never been before, and we are also. And the unknown can be scary. So the idea is embrace the unknown, and we do that by embracing death and becoming not afraid of death, and understanding that the unknown is just a transition. And when we lose the fear of dying, we lose the fear of living, and that's the ultimate unknown. So you embrace the unknown. These are really exciting times, and as I'm saying that, I feel like they're saying this energy is also very healing and very restorative. So work with spirit as well. And I have a different angel deck today. I think it's called the Angel Therapy card. And I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, when we are in Libra season, good point. So balance is also part of that, and the infinity sign is a very kind of a balance symbol also. So that could be point number 6 that I didn't get, but Anna picked up on that. This is also a full moon to really cultivate the balance and cultivate the balance within and finding that sense of balance also. All right. We got emotional sensitivity and honor and respect your deep sensitivity. This is a gift to us all. So you may get a little bit oversensitive under these energies. So honor that and respect that would be the message from this card. And if you need a time off, I mean, unless you can take it. I know we have work schedules. Sometimes we don't have that luxury, but try to take really good care of yourselves also. The better care you take of yourselves, the more of you there is that can help other people. So that's really kind of important also. Um, and things like that. So anyway, so that's our little full moon discussion for today. Friday at 8 p.m. we're going to do a powerful full moon transmission with Archangel Michael on his day, as well as with the master teachers, which are the interdimensional beings that work with me when I channel, and it's a frequency channeling. So they'll help you to adapt your frequencies to this full moon energy and beyond, to help you to step through the gateway portal and into your higher consciousness and your higher level of being. So that's what we're going to do on Friday. Sunday, we have tarot time at 11. We have yoga at 5. And what do I have at 7? I know I'm doing something at 7 also, but I can't remember what it is. I'm still resetting from this crazy energy from this September 24th and 25th, which just happened to be my birthday. But I got something else cooked up for 7 o'clock, and by God, I wish I could remember what it is right now. But you'll find out beforehand. Oh my God, what are we doing at 7? It just came back to me. We're going to do the October psychic forecast. We're going to do, some channel messages and the forecast for the month of October. It's going to be a really, really busy month. September, as advertised, has been very active, very, very changeable. A lot of stuff's not in the news that's been going on, but there's been a lot of shift and a lot of changes. Yeah. Fun times ahead, but it's all part of the process. It's all part of stepping through that gateway into higher consciousness, and then bringing on that golden age of enlightenment, that 1,000 years that they talk about in Revelations and Nostradamus and all the prophecies. So in any event, that's what I have. So thanks for being here today as always, and we'll see you next time. Lots of love.